All right, now we talk about the set mechanic because that was just rolled revamped, which is like a big system change. Sloan, why don't you talk about the set mechanic?
Sure. So every anime tournament needs its power up moment. So our set mechanics is power ups. You will get at 2 points in the game, really early on, and then towards the later half of stage three, a power up in the form of a power snacks. This is a consumable that you can drop on a champion to open an armory of power ups, which you can select. And then selling that champion or using a power remover will remove it and give you back a power snacks, so you can choose a different champion or try to find a different power up. These are all like ways to enhance that champion's abilities. They'll empower the spell, they'll give bonus stats, they'll give you scaling, they'll give you some weird atypical output. There's a lot to explore in the system, and each champion has a pool of options it can get. So you're pretty much guaranteed that no option will be completely dead. There might be some that are better for your position, but in general, if you pick this and you pick a thing that you're offered, it's going to be good on that champion.
Yep. So you can see here, for example, we have Lucian, and the three choices here offered here are Robo Ranger, Caretaker, and Bullet Hell. Now, you'll notice in this view, by the way, there's not a lot of details. If you press View Full, it'll switch to this view, and it will remember this after that. You don't have to press it again. I think most of you that watch this kind of content are engaged enough that you're going to want those numbers. So just press that button on your first playthrough, and then don't worry about it ever again. Just something we're trying for a little bit more accessible view here. But the other thing to note here is these are the three choices that have shown up for Lucian. There are more than three choices. So I couldn't tell you exactly how many Lucian has.
I think Lucian has somewhere between 13 and 16 off the top of my head.
Okay. But not every champion shares the same options. We went through every champion, and Sloan mentioned 13 to 16 that fit that champion well. So for example, if you see one that's like lower their mana by 50, well, we probably didn't put that on any champion that has 60 or less mana, like that's just not there. So there's probably going to be more detailed versions out there that show what champions can get what. If you don't like the three options you've got, you can use the fruit, remove it, and try again, but you only have a limited amount of those fruits. And so here's kind of the view here where you see the different things. Once you've applied it here, you can see here Lucian's got this like purple glow on him. And if you see him in the shop anymore, it'll show your powered up champion in the slot. You can see the power remover here. And like I said, you only get a limited amount of these, but you can use it on a champion to remove their power up, or you can just sell them. By the way, if you sell the Lucian, that covers it as well. And then it kind of fits in that same slot on the UI we've used before, where you can see here I chose Bullet Hell. Now he fires 35% more projectiles with abilities. So it's kind of like a neat twist on anomalies plus like power-ups, but the fact you get two of them, the fact you can move them around, it's a lot more advanced. There's a lot more exploring to do. Generally, you're going to find that you put one on like a tank and a damage dealer is generally the combo we see, but who knows? Strategies may evolve. So, yeah.
I'll also mention it shows up in the trait tracker at the top level. So
Yep.
it's a lot easier to scout. You don't have to scout, go, which unit do they have it on? Let me right click that unit. Let me see. It'll just show up in the trait. You can hover it and go, this person's playing Bullet Hell.
Yeah, which is really nice. So, cool. Anything else on the set mechanic? I mean, we're kind of glancing over it here, but this is a big deal because everyone's going to have one at the start of the game. Midway through, they get a second one. It affects things pretty dramatically. It's almost like a fourth item in some cases. Generally, the power level is about, 30% amplification to a champion, give or take. But it can definitely make one or two champions really the star of your show, really power up.
And you've got some variety in here. Some of them can do supportive things. We saw in that last one, Caretaker, where you can shield allies. You've got a lot of options here. I actually think this one's one that we can't dig into too much here, and you'll just need to dig into more yourself when you get to start exploring the set.
Yeah, I'm sure some of the websites might list like all the different options and things like that, but there are a lot of them. And like I said, each champion we've tailored picked which ones fit for them. So, and some of the champions have some specific ones just for them. Can you talk about one of the cool, like, because some of them have like two pieces also.
Yeah, so I'll talk about one that I think does all of that, which is fan service.
Yeah.
It is available on Xayah and Rakan only. Xayah and Rakan normally do not share a trait, but if you have the fan service power up, your Xayah gets stronger based on the star level of your strongest Rakan, and your Rakan gets stronger based on the star level of your strongest Xayah. And
Yeah.
it's a two-piece. So if you use a power up on Rakan, and you hit this, and you use a power up on Zaya, and you hit this again, it'll make both of them even stronger.
Yep.
So occasionally you'll see ones where it's like, oh, maybe rather than doing that normal tank carry thing, I'll try to fish for this 2-piece and see if I can get this cool chase option.
Yep. Yeah, so there's a lot of unique ones out there as well. So explore the power-ups. Let us know what you think. But I think it's a pretty cool version of this kind of mechanic.